Could you live in a world where your closest companion is your own mirror reflection? A world where the only whispers you hear are the echoes of your own voice, shared and mirrored in the space you inhabit. Their silent pact was both their sanctuary and their prison. See, while other children played and laughed, June and Jennifer retreated into their own world, crafting intricate stories and lives for themselves. But what happens when two souls become so entwined that they lose sight of where one ends and the other begins? And what happens when the world around them refuses to understand, to accept, to integrate them into society? This is the reality of June and Jennifer Gibbons, known as the Silent Twins, a pair so enigmatic that their very existence defied explanation. Welcome back to the AcademiQuest podcast, and this is an installment to our linguistics and psychiatry files, but this isn't a story of fiction. Truly, this is a tale that will both marvel and send chills down your spine as we investigate the secret language of twinhood and what happens when those mysteries rival the misunderstandings of society. June and Jennifer Gibbons, born on April 11th of 1963 in Barbados, were brought into the world with a bond that transcended the ordinary threads of a sibling connection. Growing up in the UK, their early years seemed like those of any ordinary children. However, something very peculiar began to emerge as they entered adolescence. So if you're familiar with twins in your life, I think you can sympathize with the idea that these individuals tend to have a very interesting relationship, but June and Jennifer were different. Their unique bond became their shield against the world. In school, they were observed as quiet, reserved, often distant, wrapped in a cocoon of their own shared existence. This isolation, not from each other but from the world around them, became more and more pronounced as they developed a language only they understood, a secret lexicon of words and gestures that wove their lives together. The Gibbons twins became known as the Silent Twins because of their refusal to speak to anyone but each other. They withdrew into their own world, shutting out the curious eyes of those who sought to understand the intricacies of their silent dialogue. It was as if they had created an alternate universe, governed by the rules only known to them. Their lives unfolded in the rhythm of a shared heartbeat, bound by an unspoken pact that neither would break the silence. As adolescence turned into adulthood, the twins found themselves on the fringes of society, a world they had never fully embraced. Now, in the pursuit of understanding their silence, doctors intervened. Such specialists would subject them to various therapies, but the twins resisted the probing of the outside world, maintaining their wall of silence even in the face of medical scrutiny. The more the world sought to decipher their enigma, the tighter the twins held onto their silence. Their lives took a turn toward tragedy when they were committed to Broadmoor Hospital in 1981. This marked the beginning of a dark chapter, one where their silence would become a haunting melody. It was here that they made a chilling pact, a pact that would become the centerpiece of their story. The Silent Twins, trapped in the confines of Broadmoor, pledged that one of them must die so that the other could live a normal life. See, in their minds, it was a sacrifice necessary to break free from the chains of their shared existence. The depth of their bond led to a pact so profound, so macabre, that it shook the foundations of the psychiatric world. Now, to give further context to the story, the twins, in their teenage years, ventured into a world of experimentation with drugs and alcohol. Their journey took a dark turn as they engaged in crimes ranging from vandalism to arson, eventually culminating in their fateful admission to Broadmoor Hospital. Under the shadow of the Mental Health Act of 1983, the twins found themselves indefinitely detained, marking the beginning of an 11-year odyssey within the confines of Broadmoor. Now, their selective muteness and expression of their deeply entwined world became both a shield and a curse, as I said in the beginning. June actually later reflected on the impact of their silence, lamenting, and I quote, "Juvenile delinquents get 2 years in prison. We got 12 years of hell because we didn't speak. We lost hope, really." End quote. Delving even deeper, within the hospital's walls, the twins were subjected to high doses of antipsychotic medications. Jennifer, unfortunately, bore the physical toll, developing tardive dyskinesia, a disorder that manifested in involuntary, repetitive movements. The medication altered their ability to concentrate, yet, amidst the pharmaceutical haze, they persisted in documenting their lives, maintaining diaries initiated in 1980. In a very curious twist, they actually joined the hospital choir, a juxtaposition of their silence against the harmonies of the choir. Their story eventually did reach the public eye through the diligent coverage of Marjorie Wallace, a journalist from the Sunday Times. Wallace, gripped by the enigma of the Silent Twins, penned their tale, immortalizing them in her book, The Silent Twins, published in 1986. The crux of their narrative unfolded in an agreement as haunting as their silence. Like I said before, June and Jennifer had long decided that if one perished, the survivor must break free from the cocoon of muteness and embrace a normal life. This macabre pact materialized during their transfer to the Caswell Clinic in Bridgend, Wales, in March of 1993. Jennifer, suddenly unable to be roused, was swiftly taken to the hospital and succumbed to acute myocarditis, a sudden inflammation of the heart. It should also be noted that no trace of drugs or poison tainted her system. At the inquest, June unveiled the eerie prelude to Jennifer's demise. Her speech had slurred, and she actually declared her impending death in the days leading to the tragic event. See, on their journey to Caswell, she slept with eyes open in June's lap, an unsettling foreshadowing of the impending tragedy. June, after Jennifer's passing, was noted to describe it as a tsunami, a liberation washing of her sins, freeing her from the entanglement of her sister. The aftermath saw June granting interviews, revealing the complex dynamics that bound and separated them. By 2008, June sought solace in quiet independence, residing near her parents in West Wales, a survivor forever marked by the silent echoes of her sister's sacrifice. Jennifer's death, to this day, remains a mystery, and honestly, even I don't know what to think about it at this point. As I sort of draw the curtains to this episode, the tale of the Silent Twins personally leaves me with a myriad of emotions and questions that linger very uncomfortably. Their story, an intricate dance of silence, sacrifice, and survival, challenges our understanding of identity, connection, and the profound depths of human relationships. So, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to you, our listeners, for embarking on this journey with us into the world of June and Jennifer Gibbons. Your curiosity and engagement fuel our exploration of these compelling narratives. Now, I have a few questions to ponder. What does it truly mean to be an individual, distinct yet intertwined with another soul? How do the bonds we forge shape our identities, and at what cost do we maintain those connections? Can silence speak louder than words? Whose responsibility is it, really, to be understood? Thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you next time. Take care and goodbye.